is Zoya Sani. I have a blog where I review books, and today I'm here with my best friends Babar and Veda, and we're going to be reviewing two books: Appointment with Death by Agatha Christie and The Shark in the Sky by Sarah Moore Fitzgerald. So we're going to start off with Appointment with Death. I have read quite a few Agatha Christie's, and my favorite is Death on the Nile. And this wasn't my favorite, but it's still a good read. I felt the ending was quite haphazard. There wasn't really a lot of context to it. Baba, did you?
I absolutely agree with you. Agatha Christie has written great novels, and this is not her best at all. It's not only that the ending was abrupt; it definitely was. It's also that we only see Hercule Poirot at the end. We don't see his quirks, and also there's a bit of fat shaming I feel with Miss Boynton, like the fat swearing Buddha. It's not nice.
Okay, I'm sorry, Baba, but I found that quite humorous. Veda, do you feel that it was just offensive? And given the time the book was written in, do you feel it's humorous or just flat out offensive?
Okay, I'm going to come clean here. I laughed extremely hard upon reading that phrase, and yes, I think it was very humorous. The book was written in the 1930s, so I don't think the world was very liberal then. But I think if the book was written now, it would be slightly different. I agree it wasn't a very nice statement, but keeping in mind Zoya's point about the book being written a little earlier, I think it was quite humorous.
But it's not only the fat shaming, it's also that there was, for Mahmoud, one of the people working at Petra, he's portrayed as not a very well read, like when he's reciting his poem, he recites it in one go. I feel that the book portrays the Caucasian characters as better. It's also that I believe that at some points there are phrases saying phrases that are a bit anti-Semitist, like not talking that well about Jews. So, but yeah, it was written a while back. It is different, but being old is not an excuse to hurt people.
I completely agree with you, Baba. And actually, I hadn't realized this Mahmood thing when I first read the book. I didn't really notice it, but it's really interesting that you brought that up. However, I feel that it wasn't written now. The world has changed quite a bit, and while it's not an excuse, I think we can cut the author some slack. Now I'm going to move on to The Shark in the Sky, and I really enjoyed this book. I found it very interesting that it was written from two perspectives. One from someone who was native to Ireland, a girl named Jess, and one was a boy who had suffered a traumatic injury named Jay, and he had just moved to Ireland to forget all about that. I found that exploring both perspectives about both the country and their friendship was really interesting. Veda, what did you think?
I completely agree. One of the reasons why I loved this book was because of the fact that the author explored both perspectives, because that really helped us gain an insight into their friendship, into their views upon the same problem. So the same matter would be expressed through Jay's views and Jess's views, so we would get to know both sides of the story, and that was really fun and interesting.
So I actually find the name of the book very interesting, The Shark in the Sky. Obviously, we know that the shark has given Jay the scar, right? That's the first chapter of the book. But do you feel that the scar in the title is also metaphorical, Baba?
I feel it's a mix of both metaphorical and physical, because of course, he wakes up, he sees the scar that were caused by the shark. They're not really. Anyways, no, but I feel that exploring where these scars came from, and I feel it's talking about the physical scars, but also later on when you read throughout the book, you find out there are emotional scars too. But I believe where the title talks about both, but mostly the physical ones.
Okay, thank you. We're not going to give everyone spoilers, but I have actually read another book called The Apple Tart of Hope by the same author, and it's actually in the same genre. Both the stories explore friendship and familiar relationships. I found The Apple Tart of Hope was more mature, actually, and I preferred it, but I really enjoyed both books. I find that Sarah Moore Fitzgerald, I think, writes in the style of two perspectives, because even The Apple Tart of Hope was written like that. Okay, so now it's time to vote, and we're here to tell you viewers if you should be reading these books. So we're gonna start with Appointment with Death. Let's have a show of hands. Who thinks that our viewers should read this book? Okay. I feel that while this is not Agatha Christie's best book, it is worth a read.
Yeah, I feel that I didn't like it that much, but I think people should read it because when you read something, you figure out what you like and what you do not like. You can have different perspectives there from all of us. You can have different opinions, but I feel once you realize what you like and don't like, you evolve as a reader. You find out more about yourself and what you like reading or not.
Yeah, I love Agatha Christie, but this wasn't a very good book for me. However, I really like Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express, written by her, so I suggest you check those out.
I completely agree with
Same
that.
here, same.
So now we're gonna review The Shark and the Scar. Who thinks our viewers should read this book? Okay, wow, everyone agrees that this is a great book, definitely worth reading. I feel that it's good for viewers from the age of 10 to 13.
I think-
People older than that wouldn't really love the book. I feel they find it a little childish.
I think it'd be like about 9 to 13. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah, there
mature
aren't
topics.
mature themes.
There aren't any mature themes, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little blood, but that's it. So, I feel that The Apple Tart of Hope is only good for people over the age of 13 or 14, but it's better for people till around the age of 17. I mean, that's my opinion. So now, Veda and Baba have chosen books for us to read next time. So Veda, what have you chosen?
Divergent. It is the best book ever written. It's dystopian science fiction, and I've really loved it. And I think the discussion on this will be really cool.
I love this book. It is like literally so lit.
I know.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Literary fiction now. Okay, so moving on to my recommendations. Refugee by Aaron Gratz and George Orwell's Animal Farm. A classic novel. I feel the conversations for both of these will be really fun, honestly, because I think there's a lot to discuss. Because I think many of you might have read Animal Farm. I think they're good books to discuss.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to listen next time for Animal Farm, Refugee, and Divergent.